Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
We want to focus on the things that have made us good all year long, an intensity that they can't match. And the other thing is the ultimate disrespect is when somebody takes what's yours. And this is our game, so that makes it so personal. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3, dominate.
I need 60 minutes. 60 minutes to me. 60 minutes. No business, no mercy. Nothing but stop on the blood bubble. You got me. We're going to ring the bell. We're going to ring that championship bell. Ding, motherfucking dog.
The Orange Bowl is on Mitch Jeter's leg. Good snap, good hold, kick on its way, and the kick is good! Yes! Mitch Jeter, with 7 seconds left, gives the Irish a lead, 27-24. Notre Dame is on the precipice.
Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl.
3rd and 16. Mahomes roll it out. Looking, firing, intercepted. Picked up by Cooper DeJean. Gets a block. DeJean is in. Touchdown.
The Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. They have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs.
And now, welcome everyone to the Huddle Up Podcast.
You are looking live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. You are looking live. It is December the 2nd, 2025. We are glad to be back with you for another one. We've decorated for Christmas a bit. If you're with us on the live video, we hope you are doing well and your countdown to Christmas is underway, but we still have plenty of football to talk about, and we will do that. You can click the QR code top right corner of your screen. That'll get you to our link tree and all of our social media, our YouTube, and everything else Huddle Up related. You can get us across the board there. Huddle Up Podcast, YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Twitter. We also have Instagram and Twitch as well. You can grab our merchandise over on our TeePublic store. You can see some of the offerings there on your screen if you are checking that out. Still time, I think, to get it before Christmas. If you go over there and order on TeePublic, they probably still have some sales going on for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Travel Tuesday, whatever the hell Wednesday is. Going to have some sales going on over there. So you can get that link as well by clicking that QR code, again, still on your screen for the moment. So we would certainly appreciate any and all the support you can offer this holiday season. And just Sean in with us again right now. I think EJ will probably be stopping by for the NFL segment. Sean, how are we doing this week?
Doing fine. We've tried our best to recover from the Thanksgiving week of shenanigans football wise, but we're back in the classroom. We've owned our we're owning our debt tomorrow. I had a Bears fan in my class.
Oh,
and
no.
I owe the man a cheesesteak, and tomorrow's cheesesteak day. The ingredients are ready. We're gonna fire up some cheesesteaks in the classroom tomorrow for him. Yep. That's.
I mean, as far as bets go, is that one that you really lose, Sean? Because I mean, you still get a cheesesteak out of it.
And I'm gonna make a cheesesteak.
I mean,
yeah.
So it stinks. Obviously, the reason now if the Eagles would have won, what was the answer? What would you gotten back?
Word was I got it cleared with the kids' family. They were going to bring me there's a couple Chicago places down here. They were going to bring me an Italian beef.
Okay,
So
well, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Would have been something extra. Last bet I had with a Buccaneers fan, he had to wear a shirt that I had custom made that says, my team lost. I should never have questioned Mr. Neese. Go Birds. So they they had to wear that for an entire day. So that was just as rewarding, I think.
I've had to to answer some of those bets already at my former job. I've had Eagles fan even at my new job. My boss and I have made similar bets, and I've unfortunately had to don midnight green a few times in my life, but I've had some Eagles fans in my life who've had to don the adorn the star. So it's we've all been there. Devin checking in with us, said he just got done watching Zootopia 2. Definitely worth checking out. Yeah, it's on the
Good to know.
It's on the to watch list. May not get to it this month with all my Christmas viewings every day. Just got done watching Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas this evening, a newer one, and one we watched last night, the very Jonas Brothers Christmas movie. It's new this year on Disney Plus. Absolutely worth the watch. It had no business being as good as it was. So if you have Disney Plus or Hulu, go ahead and give that one a watch sometime this holiday season. Surprisingly, very worth it. I was pleasantly surprised. Friends of mine that I trust suggested it. And I believed them. I went into it, and it was very, very good. So, we're doing good over here. Football teams keep winning. I don't know how it's happening. We'll talk about the Cowboys coming up.
You got going on.
We'll be previewing their game in a little bit. Obviously, new college football rankings, and that is going to give us plenty to talk about. But Sean, let's go ahead. We will jump in as we do each week with this. Is the board going to cooperate? Are we going to?
It's a new month.
We're waking up. It's Christmas.
It's cold out.
Yeah. Snowed a little today in Pennsylvania, so we're struggling. It's fine. We're here. But as we do each and every week, we talk about the best things that we had in sports in the world of football in the past 7 days. So Sean, what's your best from the week?
Well, before I get to it, I'd like to throw an honorable mention. I couldn't give it the best because it was in a losing effort, but I'd like to give a quick shout out to Marcus Mariota as one of my bests of the week. The man put on a show. Now I know he had some help. Had a OBJ style catch from a long lost Traylon Burks.
Did.
That game had everything. The return of McLaurin. You had arguably the return of Mariota. And then you have Traylon Burks also. It's just a return of everyone. I was expecting.
It's like his only second touchdown catch of his career or something.
Yeah.
And he's
been
in the league for better part of a decade.
On a show, and were it not for a stout, just a great play from the Broncos front, that probably would have been over in overtime with just that running back was wide open. But yeah, moving on from there. I couldn't decide between two, so rather than talk about one at length, I'm just gonna go with the tie. We tallied all the votes, everything came out dead even, hanging Chad, so to speak, here on the best of the week, and I'd like to humbly give my first to the Chicago Bears. I'd like to give them something to hang their hats on. Albeit I'm not ready to crown the team just yet entirely. I think a lot of the loss, there was still a large chunk of that. The Eagles still, the shortcomings just keep coming. But the Chicago Bears really hadn't been tested when they had. That was their two losses pretty much was the two tests I thought they had. And they really have a grueling stretch coming here at the end of the season. And this was the first of them in a hostile environment, new coach, young quarterback. Two-headed monster with a rookie running back, young receiver core. Just a whole lot of reasons why that could have gone wrong in the city of Philadelphia. And they didn't try to hide anything. They just ran right down our throats. They said, we're going to run up the middle. We're going to, and man, Ben Johnson's running schemes are an absolute thing of beauty. Some of the shifts and the blocking on that offensive line are, I know that it's a struggling Eagles team. I know that it's not time to put them, in a championship game or anything just yet. But don't discredit the Bears because of a lack of tests. That team is very good. It's a very good team. And the other little shorter spiel here, I'd like to give it to.
You want to crown them? Then crown their ass.
For our man Mikey, I'd like to give it to Joe Burrow. Comes off injury, didn't even make it off my fantasy bench because I was a little concerned about the situation. Not only performs admirably, and not only was the best quarterback on the field, but goes out and just shellacks the Baltimore Ravens. And you could tell defense was hyped.
We just got our ass totally kicked.
They did. An absolute dismantling of the Baltimore Ravens. And yeah, I think it helped everyone. What you saw when Flacco took over, when the defense had a real great game across from Joe Flacco, kept him in it, helped him win a game. I feel like that's something that happens when you have the true leader, like when your leader's back in the fold. And it's like, guys, you have a little more faith. It's like, we don't have to be perfect, but we do have to make some stops, and we got to help Joe out. And they did. And I thought it was a real great tale of two teams possibly heading in two directions. So we'll see what the future holds. But for right now, Joe Burrow, the best of the week here in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, all of a sudden, when you look around the league, we thought we were maybe starting to get this division was a little clearer. This one was a little clearer.
There's a whole lot of murk, James.
All of a sudden, the South is up for grabs. The North is still in play. Bengals only 2 games out of first from both of those teams. NFC North in play, which number 1 seed in the NFC possibly in play in that. The NFC East.
Definitely wide open. Yep.
That still has some wide open.
NFC West.
The South is open. The West is open for business.
I don't know about the NFC South.
I mean,
but the Panthers Bucks, I guess, is your
Panthers are a half game out. They have the bye this week. If
and they just
loses,
beat the Rams.
You'll have a tie there. Panthers just beat the Rams.
What is happening?
Only the AFC East and AFC West kind of seem to be the one. I mean,
with someone pulling away, yeah.
2 games ahead of the Chargers. I mean,
now in like 2 weeks, depending how the next 2 weeks go for New England and Buffalo.
Sure,
that door
could
close
tighten up. Chargers could.
I don't know that the West is gonna. I feel
close
like
the gap on the Broncos. The Broncos again, not impressive, but they're 10-2,
and no one else in that division is.
Yeah, so, I mean, Chargers found a way to win, but Chiefs keep losing. Raiders stink. It's wild. This NFL season is wild.
Insane.
Yeah. So for me, I kind of a little quick honorable mention. In college, I always try to have one from each league ready. Marcus Freeman. And I know it's a kind of a homer deal, but man, when you have, first off, college coaches feeling like they need to go on a PR campaign every time they get in front of a microphone to sell their conference, to sell their team, to sell this, to sell that, to a committee, to the media. And apparently it's working. More than that in a little bit. But Marcus Freeman, pretty much for the first time, and only when asked about it multiple times, did he actually, for the first time ever this past weekend, give a reason why he thinks Notre Dame should be in the playoff. But he is just kind of this stalwart, this figurehead that handles everything with so much dignity and class. And then you also, of course, see the mess that's going around with the coaching carousel and the mess at Ole Miss with Lane Kiffin, and the move to LSU and trying to keep coaching and ultimatums to a coaching staff. Just the thing would turn out to be a train wreck. So my honorable mention for the best of the week is just that Notre Dame has Marcus Freeman, and hopefully he'll be there for years to come. Notre Dame in really good spot. But I mean, again, I'll hit the button again. Two straight weeks, 2 come from behind wins. These Dallas Cowboys won't go away. And over a span of 4 days, defeated the defending Super Bowl champions and defending AFC champions to get to 6-4-1, or 6-5-1, excuse me, and keep the glimmer of playoff hope alive. Not that they're still outside the picture, but and kind of
They
probably
were a
still.
borderline honorable mention for me, but I had them like last week or the week before. I figured you'd have them here.
Yeah,
But
just
man, it's amazing the stretch they're on. Like I was looking at coming up here, I was like, oh, what a clever. They play the Lions on Thursday, so they get exactly 1 week rest.
Yeah,
And
Lions.
then
and
I was
Cowboys
like,
both.
but then I was like, man, the Lions. Like I know none of these teams have worked out, but like this is a stretch that was Eagles, Chiefs, Lions.
Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers. That 5-game stretch at the beginning of the year looked
insane.
Murderer's Row, and now all of a sudden things are lining up for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and Lions getting beat up. They just lost their top corner going into this week. So
they're plugged in LA. Now they're the rechargers.
There you go.
Recharging.
And Vikings look as bad as they can be. And so
Vikings.
And then after the Chargers, the Cowboys have Commanders and Giants. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying the road looks a heck of a lot easier. And when you look back at the early part of the season, Sean, obviously the loss to the Eagles week 1, your other losses or not wins are at the Bears, which at the time looked bad. All of a sudden looks pretty good. A tie to the Packers, which looks pretty good. Packers right there on the Bears tail.
Sure.
Lost to the Panthers, which looked bad. Looks a little better now. A team above 500 just beat the Rams. A loss to the Broncos, again, looked bad. Now looks pretty good. That loss to the Cardinals. If the Cowboys miss the postseason, that loss to Arizona on Monday night is probably going to be the one that you look back on and go, that's the game that got away from us. But we'll talk more about the Dallas Cowboys coming up here in a little bit. But that is our best of the week. And now, Sean, let's go to it. And my goodness, this gave us a lot of things to talk about. We will start with the rankings themselves because the bracket looks very interesting. From 25 to 1, we have James Madison, North Texas,
for one guy to be
Iowa, Georgia Tech, Houston, Tulane, Michigan, Arizona, Virginia, USC, Utah, Vanderbilt, Texas, Miami, BYU in your top 10, Notre Dame, Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Oregon, Texas Tech, Georgia, Indiana, and Ohio State. So, Sean, looking at just the rankings themselves, anything that really sticks out to you here?
Man, the back end of that top 25 is staggering, baffling. I don't know what the word is. Like some of the teams that are in the top 25 entering championship week is just like, where have all the teams gone? Where's everybody else?
Right.
Like there's more than this many teams in college football. What happened? I also see the man, sure looks like a lot of SEC at the top, Jim.
There sure is, man. And to me, that
is Texas Tech's not, right? They're
Texas Tech is Big 12.
I think I just see them in this lump and I'm like, wait, are they also one?
Yeah,
but it's literally like 3 Big 10s,
a Big 12,
Texas
and
Tech.
5
and 5
SEC
teams.
10. Yep.
And the only reason that's allowed to exist is because the SEC isn't as good as it was. The SEC is diluted with mediocre and terrible teams. Yep. So these teams don't have to play each other and they don't beat each other up anymore. And so now they get to have 5 or 6. Like expanding to 12 just became, let's showcase the SEC. I hope something happens. I hope they embarrass themselves. But this is pretty rough stuff. I didn't think Alabama was going to go anywhere.
No.
They're about to. And I don't know if that's it. That let's put Bama as high as we can go and see what we can sell on this championship game. I don't know what the deal is to have Alabama jump there. Seems weird.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things that were cited by the committee and the committee chairs was that they went on the road to a rival and played well in the first half en route to a win. Also, that cited the 4th down play call when Alabama could have kicked the field goal to take a small lead. Instead, they opted to go for it on 4th down
So the
And
wrong football call.
the wrong football call. Also, the team that the team that's allegedly a top 10 team has to go on the road to a team who's 5-7, not ranked, not bowl eligible, and you need a fourth down play late in the game to win that game. And that makes you better than a team that went on the road to a rival
Right.
on the West Coast late at night,
Right.
by
Played
the way.
10:30 p.m.
10:30 p.m., well past their body time, normal body time clock, and goes into a, again, unranked, not bowl eligible team and absolutely dominates them. And the only reason the score was quote unquote close, and by close, I mean, what was it, 29-point victory, was because Notre Dame benched their starters for the entire fourth quarter.
Right.
And
And
what
Stanford kept putting on a show because it was obviously their senior night and whatever else, right? So
shout out to Rick Meyer's son.
I was gonna say
Notre
this
Dame quarterback, or former Notre Dame quarterback son, getting his first career time. Sean, Auburn outgained or had more first downs, 20-18, than Alabama. More yards, 411 to 280. More passing yards,
400 yards,
259 to 122. Alabama had 6 more rushing yards than Auburn. And Auburn had 2 turnovers in the game. And Alabama,
but that's why Alabama forced those. So
right.
So that's better than the 400 yards.
Let's look at the bracket, because this is what's even more telling. Obviously, your buys, Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, and Texas Tech now moves in to the bye. Your 5-12 matchup would be Oregon versus the number 5 conference champ. They don't even put a projected team in here anymore because it could be one of a few. Depending what happens in the Sun Belt Championship, the AAC Championship, and the ACC Championship on Saturday will impact the number 12 and number 11 spots, because it could be any combination of Virginia.
I can tell you who it's not going to be.
Duke. That's who it's not going to be. So it could be any combination of Virginia, Tulane, North Texas, or James Madison. So that's why they're not even officially projecting. That would be Oregon.
I'm pulling for North Texas
versus them. Ole Miss, who did not get impacted by their head coach leaving, by the way.
Just barely.
Remember 2 years ago when Florida State didn't get in because they lost one player to injury?
Right.
Ole Miss loses their head coach and other members of their coaching staff. And not only did they not fall, not only did they not hold steady, they moved up one because Texas A&M lost. But there's no SEC bias. I must be crazy. The 6-11 matchup would be Ole Miss versus another one of those conference champions. Your 7-10 matchup, Texas A&M would host Notre Dame
again.
And again, that would go back to the first game of last year. We hosted them this year. And your 8-9 would be Oklahoma and Alabama. Now, of course, Alabama playing in the SEC title game. Your first 2 teams out of the bracket, BYU, who is playing in the Big 12 title game, and Miami, who is idle. Here's the part where it really gets interesting, and this is the reason I think why this happened. You move Alabama up 1. If they lose a close SEC title game, they'll drop them 1, and the Alabama will stay in. The chairperson of the college football playoff committee this year, the head of the committee, is the athletic director at Arkansas. Guess what conference Arkansas is in?
Well, yeah.
You don't have to do a lot of hard math here to figure out what's happening. Now, if Alabama gets blown out, hopefully they would drop. BYU would have a road in if they win the Big 12.
How many losses does Bama have? Is it 2 or 3?
2? They have 2. They lost to who was there? They lost to Florida State, obviously. And then their other loss was to Oklahoma just a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
An Oklahoma team who barely beat shit-ass LSU. They don't move. And then so the other interesting wrinkle that I heard from the broadcast tonight with the ESPN special is the college football chairperson, committee chairperson, mentioned that teams that are idle this weekend could either move up or down. So what this says to me, and again, I'm looking at this admittedly from a Notre Dame fan perspective.
Sure.
Is
I mean, they're talking about Notre Dame and Miami mostly is probably who they're
correct.
talking about. Yeah.
Notre Dame needs Alabama and BYU to lose, because if BYU loses but Alabama wins the SEC, then BYU will fall below Miami to the Miami would move to that 11th spot, and then guess what comes into play that hasn't been talked about for the first 5 weeks of this committee? The head-to-head matchup on August 31st.
Well, at this point, that would be one of the most insane plays the committee could make. It's one thing,
but it's there. It is there now.
Because not like if that was the case, then why wouldn't Miami be in now?
Correct.
Right? Like if both teams are idle, nothing has changed about what those two teams have done, what they're going to do. Right? If you said one is better now, there's no way in anyone's correct mind that a team that's also idle should pass a team that's sitting there ahead of them.
Right.
That isn't playing. Like us being ahead of Miami now should be a sign that that's how it's going to be. Sure. I don't know how you go back and revisit that. If that head-to-head matchup was a real situation, then that would already have come into play. I don't know. I don't really know what you're hoping for here if you're Notre Dame. I mean, you're sitting way lower than you should be.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
The politicking
you have a lot of SEC teams not playing.
To me, the politicking work. The ACC's been on a social media campaign, and it has worked. And yeah, I mean, but also when looking at it too is nothing that Alabama did. The wildest part, Sean, is myself and other Notre Dame fans and some people in sports media were talking about, would Notre Dame jump Oklahoma at 8 because Oklahoma struggled so much against a bad LSU team. And not only did that not happen, they fell. Like, it's wild. And to that point about the teams being idle, something that's getting lost here, all of Miami's opponents, because they didn't play Duke or Virginia, all of Miami's opponents are idle this weekend. Notre Dame's resume could actually get a stronger this weekend because Boise State plays in the Mountain West Conference Championship and is a home favorite in that game being played at Boise Stadium.
Right.
And they could move to 9-4 and become a conference champion again. So if that happens, there really can be no way Mount Miami moves above them, right. At least theoretically, correct? And I understand. Look,
but if Boise State gets obliterated,
well, that could also hurt us.
And it hurts Notre Dame's pedigree a bit more. Maybe that's the final straw. Maybe Miami passes us because Boise State got shellacked.
And and we haven't like touched on it a ton, but I think like the thing that I keep trying to explain to people, because everybody keeps coming back to, and when I say everybody, I mean people that work for ESPN who also has a working relationship with the ACC, is head-to-head does matter. I'm not denying that head-to-head matters. However, it can only be one part of the equation, especially when that game was played over 3 months ago now. Like, right. Since that time, Notre Dame has won every game since starting the year 0-2. They've won every game. They've won by an average margin of, I think it's 20-plus points. They have covered almost every spread except for the ones that were 30-plus. The only reason they didn't cover some of those because they had backups in by the time teams put junk time touchdowns together. They blew a Syracuse team off the field that Miami could only score 7 points on. Miami only put up 7 against a Stanford team that Notre Dame put 35 on in the first half. And let's not forget, in the third and fourth weeks of October, Miami lost to 2 unranked teams who aren't playing in a conference championship that sees 7-5 Duke playing in that conference championship.
Right. Duke is in a championship game of your conference, and you're whining you're not in the top 12.
Like, I'm
I don't
sorry.
understand.
You can't objectively look at Notre Dame.
Like, head-to-head matters if everything else is essentially equal.
And it's not. It's just
right.
not.
Like if we looked at it and was like, oh, well, Miami's 2 losses are to Oregon and I don't know, one of the teams at like 11, like BYU, right? Like there's like those 2 teams. Those are the 2 losses. Everything else is within a touchdown or 2. Very similar schedule. Then yeah, I mean at that point, you'd be like, you know what, that's pretty good argument. But it's not equal, right? Like it's just not. Like you can't be like, well, Florida State beat Alabama head to head, so they should be in the top 12, right? Like you can't, because the rest of their season went horribly wrong, right? Like it doesn't work that way. You don't get to like drop games and be like, but we beat that other team, right?
Right.
So I just
like we lost to the teams who are ranked 12th and 7th by a total of 4 points in the last combined minute 20 of those 2 games. Miami lost to teams who received a total of 11 AP poll votes this week.
That's insane. So what's the ACC? What's this social media campaign? Is it a smear against Notre Dame? Is it a push for Miami? What's
a little of both.
Because if you're smearing Notre Dame, I know the big argument is, well, you're winning all these games against teams that stink. They're in the ACC.
Right. They play 5 ACC games.
Like Notre Dame plays half an ACC schedule. So if you're the ACC, because that's what I wanted to verify, is like if your smear campaign is, well, Notre Dame doesn't play anybody.
Right.
Most of our schedule are the same teams Miami plays.
Right. Exactly. And the other thing that's wild about it is the argument has been like, well, what if
smear your own conference?
Like people are like, well, what if you take away that game? Like what if Miami and Notre Dame just didn't play each other? I'm like, okay. Notre Dame would be 11-1 most likely, because you would have probably a lesser than team as a warm up to Texas A&M. You get your offense on track, they probably win that game. So let's say you're 11-1. Guess what? Miami's still 10-2 because they lost to Louisville and SMU in the middle of October. So I just everywhere I look, I go, what is this? What are the arguments that you're presenting? And it's frustrating. And you know, they keep telling me, people keep telling, SEC bias isn't real, James. It's not real. It looks pretty freaking real to me sitting here right now. When you have, you know, a team that is the coaching staff was gutted, they're in turmoil. They don't get infected.
They snuck one in on us when they expanded all these conferences.
Unreal.
They gave us with unknowingly. They gave us an opportunity to watch, because before it was like, well, how do we know if these teams are any good? They just beat each other, and then like we just assume that they're good losses. Now we don't even know.
Right.
Like Ole Miss could be trash. I mean, I'm sure they have a couple good wins. I get it, but like some of these teams haven't played anyone in the conference.
No.
Like I just don't. I mean, and you know the amazing thing is like if. I was like looking at it. I'm like, man, if some of these teams were to be playing in conferences and lose, like Texas would just be sitting there like, hey, like
I know,
I'd like a shot.
I know, and that's what's wild.
Or
about
are they
it.
an idle team that could move up?
They're an idle team. They moved up 3.
They beat Oklahoma.
They jumped. You know, obviously they beat Texas A&M. They beat the number 3 team in the country. They jumped over Vanderbilt. So you have a 3-loss team sitting at 13. They don't have a path to get in. They really don't. Because I think even if Alabama and BYU both lose, I think Notre Dame and Miami are the benefactor. But what'll probably end up happening even in that scenario is I bet Miami jumps Notre Dame and we have to go back to South Beach, which, you know what? If that's what it takes, fine. Give me that fucking game.
Oh, I'll play them.
Give me that fucking. I've been asking to replay that game all year. Give me that game again.
Because it's like, you know, I heard somebody like And these people don't even like when they're actually asked to put it into context, they can't, because it's like somebody was going off on the radio, on ESPN radio, either today or yesterday, and I heard him just bashing the schedule of Notre Dame and blah 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 and head to head this and all that and Miami, and then the other person's like, hold on a second. He's like, if this were like say this was some kind of weird championship week, rivalry week, Notre Dame plays Miami right now, who's gonna be the favorite going into that game? And they're like, well, Notre Dame. And he's like, would you agree with that? He's like, well, yeah, they're a better team. I'm like, then what are we talking about?
By the way, Hard Rock Casino, which is the name rights of the stadium that Miami plays
here in Florida, sure.
By the way, put out a tweet this evening that if those two teams were to meet on a neutral field, Notre Dame would be a 5.5-point favorite over Miami.
Go. And that's about where I would have put it. Probably right near a touchdown.
Your own stadium name rights, and I say your own stadium because it's actually the Dolphins, because you don't even have a stadium on your campus, but your own stadium's name right would have you below us, by the way. Yeah, I mean, Miami's schedule was bolstered by wins again at the time ranked South Florida, at the time ranked Florida State, and then obviously
somebody was trying to sell that South Florida win real hard,
ranked Pittsburgh.
Like, well, they had just come off wins against this team and wins again, and then you stopped them. And I'm like, well, that just because a team upset, like, yeah, someone stopped Florida State too.
And like, look, I'm not bragging. I'm not saying Notre Dame's schedule was tremendous.
No, not at all.
We did beat a team that is ranked currently 16th in USC. We beat a team if we're going to use that at the time ranked. Pittsburgh was also ranked.
They were ranked. Yep.
Them.
Navy had just fallen out of the top.
Navy had just fallen out. They're actually ranked in the AP this week, but you know,
yeah,
I either want one or two things have happened, and we'll progress here towards the towards the predictions for conference championship weekend here in a second. I want one of two things to happen. I want Alabama and BYU to lose, so that we can either get into the playoffs, whether it's against Miami or not. Let the committee figure that out next on Sunday, or if Alabama and BYU somehow both win, I want Notre Dame Miami in a bowl game. That's the only way I'm going to watch.
If we don't, like, if neither of us get in,
if neither of us get into the playoffs,
if neither team gets in, that's absolutely becoming a bowl.
I want that. That's the only way I'm watching postseason football. If we don't get into the playoff, give me Miami in a bowl game, because I want a chance to shut those people up.
I hope it's in Florida. I'll get.
I do. Figure it out. Fucking Citrus Bowl. Fucking
get me one.
Whatever it is, Orange Bowl. I don't know.
Used to be the Outback Bowl over here. I don't know if it still is. Which one's in Tampa?
I don't care if it's a Pop-Tarts Bowl. I'll eat Pop-Tarts all day if I have to. But
build my trophy out of Pop-Tarts, because I don't
diet be damned on that day. But just fucking give me what I want. I just want to shut these people up. I just want to shut them up, because I'm so sick of hearing that Miami deserves it because they beat us when we had a brand new quarterback and a brand new defensive coordinator, and we're playing 7 freshmen on the defensive side of the ball, and now we're tied for the most takeaways in college football. Give me turnover champion Carson Beck versus this defense now. Please give me that matchup some way, somehow. I hope it happens, but I'll get off my soapbox. Sean, is there anything else from the rankings, the bracket that you want to talk about?
No, I would say F this team or screw that team, but there's just too many of them. So
right. It's just nonsense. And once again, if you don't think SEC bias is real,
welcome to the college football playoff, where the wins don't matter and the points are made up.
unless you're in the ACC or SEC. Excuse me.
It's just your conference. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. All right. Let's move on here. College football championship weekend. We'll try to observe the clock a little bit on this one, since there are actually a bunch of games. These all have playoff implications. There's other conference championships being played Friday and Saturday, but these are the ones that have playoff implications. So we start 7 p.m. Eastern time on Friday on ESPN. It's the Sun Belt Conference Championship. 8-4 Troy travels to number 25 James Madison University, 11-1, a 22.5-point home favorite. You're over under 47.5.
All right, look, James Madison's very good. Obviously, with a spread like that, it's an incredibly good team. But Troy's been here. Like, this isn't Troy's first run to the championship game. It's just one-on-one. My man Troy against my man James Madison. Guy versus guy, mano a mano at the 50-yard line. And I don't think James Madison's going to get in 22 more licks than Troy is. I'm going to take Troy to get a few good shots in. I find it hard to believe Troy doesn't at least show up in a championship game. That spread's insane. I'll take Troy to cover, but Madison for the win. And at 47.5, I guess if I don't want them to cover that spread, I'll take the under.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're gonna take the Troy,
if it goes over, it's not gonna be pretty.
Look, no offense to Troy, he seems like a good guy and everything. But a couple weeks ago, thank God they weren't playing at home for this. We traveled down to Buc-ee's just south of beautiful James Madison University, right there along 81 in Virginia. So we headed down there. Stopped at Buc-ee's. I gave the wave to the stadium as I do when we go to Florida. So I like James Madison a lot. Heck, I share a name with the guy. So give me them. I'm going to take them to cover. And 47.5. Troy's going to score a few points, but James Madison's just going to obliterate them at home en route to the Sun.
James Madison just scores 48 points. Be like, well, there it is.
There it is. There's the over. All right. Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on ABC. It's the American Athletic Conference Championship. Number 24, North Texas. They are 11-1, a 2.5-point road favorite at number 22, Lane, who's 10-2. You're over-under on this one, Sean. 66.5. A
couple of defensive schools here.
Ooh, defensive struggle.
My goodness. Look, I tried to come to Tulane's side earlier, just a few weeks ago, and I tried to say Tulane I was going to ride the green wave to a correct pick, and they let me down. The only time I've grabbed a hold of the green wave, and it never even crested. So I find it hard to jump on that again, especially because I really like North Texas. I would like to see them in the playoff. If we're going to get two of these teams from this weekend in, I'd love North Texas to be one of them. Give me them to cover the 2.5 on the road. And I mean, if Vegas likes the points, I do too. Let's push that over. North Texas. Let's go for 70, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get a spread like this outside of the Big 12 and not expect me to take the over.
Right.
It seems like a lot, but I'm gonna trust the numbers here. Give me the over. And North Texas seems to be the hotter hand. I know Tulane has fought their way hard to get into the top 20. And I guess good on the committee for recognizing some of these G5 schools. And I know that's been the struggle over the last couple of years, people saying they don't get any respect. So maybe we'll get one that can make a little noise.
I'm like, how are these tiny schools in the top 25? And then later we'll do our power rankings, and I'm like, I can't even figure out who number 9 is.
But I'm gonna take North Texas to get the cover,
Nice.
Get the road win, and most likely, if even if James Madison picks up the win, that should punch a ticket, no matter what, for North Texas into the college football playoff. Yeah, regardless of what happens, I think the winner of the AAC is going to get that berth because both these teams are ranked. Obviously, if Tulane would win, they would hold.
Right, Tulane's right there too. Yeah.
They would hold over James Madison. North Texas, with getting a win over a ranked team, I think should probably hold. So James Madison is hoping for some craziness in some other games. We'll talk about that. The last one on Friday, 8 p.m. on Fox. It's your Mountain West Conference Championship. UNLV 10-2, and they travel to the Blue Field at Boise State, who 8-4, and a 3.5-point home favorite. You're over under 58.5.
I don't know. I mean, Boise State with 4 losses. Now I know obviously they played a tough schedule. Like they scheduled some very large out of conference games, including the Irish. So that's got to affect that. But man, they took one on the chin from South Florida. But but they've played hot lately. Maybe the hot hand's the way to go, and it's on the blue field. That place is going to be nuts. Go ahead, give me Boise State. Why not? Let's take the home crowd. Let's take the blue field. Let's take them to cover 3.5, and I will take the. That's a lot of points. I know it doesn't feel like as ludicrous. Give me the Boise State defense to show up. Let's keep it just under. Keep UNLV off the board.
It is over.
Yeah, I think if Boise's going to win, I think limiting UNLV's offense is going to be the key. So I will also take the under in this one. And look, I'll go straight homer. I won't even try to disguise it on this one. Notre Dame probably needs some help apparently because we live in fucking bizarro world all of a sudden. So yeah, give me Boise State to win. Give one more boost to Notre Dame's schedule. A conference champion with a winning record on the board. Hell, Miami would probably lose to them too. But yeah, give me Boise State to.
Well, no, because they beat South Florida, who beat.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So when you do math, Miami should be 5th.
That's true. That's true. What am I thinking? Give me Boise State to cover that 3.5 as well. Now we move to some of the bigger games, theoretically speaking. On Saturday, noon Eastern time on ABC from Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium. The Big 12 title game, number 11 BYU. They are 11-1, taking on now number 4 Texas Tech, who is 11-1, a 13.5 point favorite. Your over/under is 50.5.
Yeah, if BYU wins this game, that's going to really mess everything up.
This is the one we really need to go one way. This one's got to go the way it's trending. And I don't see any reason why it's going. I mean, the only thing here would be if they wouldn't cover the spread, I guess, in my opinion. I think they're gonna. Look, BYU, great season, obviously, but that coach just got his money. That money's coming. Sure is.
Doesn't have to play for anything.
Crumble cookies and the Mormon church.
Let's start dunking those crumble cookies on the sidelines. Let's celebrate that new money and forget there's a football game. Come on, Red Raiders. Let's take that and win this by 15. All right. And in doing so, just push this over 2. Let's do that.
Yeah, look, again, I'm this is going to be a theme for me in these games. We need a Texas Tech win. We need a dominant Texas Tech win. So give me the over. Let Texas Tech get the over by themselves, by all means.
Let's do that. Yeah, it's good too.
Cover the 13.5. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders get a win in Texas. They probably don't like Mormons.
Good game in Texas.
Yeah, it's at Arlington at the Cowboy Stadium. Gotcha. So should feel like more of a home game for the Red Raiders there.
Mormons have money. They'll travel.
They do. They will. They spent it all this week on that head coach.
They did. They don't have. They had to sell their tickets to the game.
To not go to Penn State.
Yeah.
To not go to Penn State. All right, next one. SEC title game, 4 p.m. Eastern time on ABC from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. It's the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs. They are 11-1, a 2.5 point favorite against number 9 Alabama, who is 10-2. You're over under 47.5.
Let's keep this simple. I'm going to make something up about why I'm picking it, and you're going to just be honest and say it's the homer pick. I'm going to take Georgia to cover the 2.5 because I want them to absolutely crush them. And so let's do that. Let's take Georgia to crush Alabama, put a 3-loss team. You put a 3-loss team ahead of us. Just do it. Like, I mean, it's insane. But at least that, like, shakes out the bottom end of that thing. Let's do that. Georgia, crush them. Ooh, 47.5. Over. Go with the theme.
Yeah. Okay. So earlier this year, because we've seen this game this year, and the question was going to be: does Kirby Smart have a Nick Saban problem, or does Kirby Smart have an Alabama problem? Right? Alabama versus Georgia, like it just, Georgia. Yeah, like it. And Kirby Smart is 1-7 against Alabama. His only win came in the 2022 national championship game. Otherwise, he has been very unsuccessful.
Sure.
However,
Homer.
we need this. We still fucking need this.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to give Kirby Smart the benefit of the doubt and say regular season games don't matter when playing Alabama.
Yeah,
what matters,
it's not real.
They're not real. What matters is you play them in the biggest games, the SEC title game, in this instance, as big as it gets. Give me Georgia to win. Give me Georgia to cover. I will take an under because Alabama is not going to be able to score enough.
Yeah, that's almost where I was at. That's almost where I was at.
To get it over. They're going to
mention you catch Alabama riding this hot. They might have a hangover game here. They had that big 4th down conversion and those 2 turnovers.
Right. I mean, that big win over
probably exhausting.
It's got to be.
Get out of here. Why are we even doing this?
Fucking real. Barely beat Auburn.
Fake ass playoff bullshit.
Fucking SEC bias. Go Georgia. Go Dogs.
They just
not going to hear me say that a lot.
I made it almost 2 full shows without dropping a curse word.
That's okay. I got enough in for the both of us.
Stupid.
Then we go to what may be the most embarrassing conference championship game we've ever played.
I'm looking forward to it.
On this, I'm looking forward to it as well. And I want the chaos button, so I already know where I'm going. But 8 p.m. Eastern time, they got prime time billing for this crap. Why? 8 p.m. Eastern time on ABC from Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium. It is the 7-5 Duke Demon Deacons taking on the number 17 Virginia Cavaliers. 10-2, 3 and this is the crazier part.
If they lose, can they even make a bowl game? Only make a bowl game at 500.
Yeah, they make a bowl game. They'll be just above. 3.5 point favorite on a neutral field versus a 7-5 team. You're over under.
They're 10-2.
That's unbelievable.
They're 10-2. What has happened? This game should be at 10:30 in the morning on Lifetime.
It's unbelievable.
Put it on Animal Planet. People accidentally tune in.
Stop it. Get some help.
God. ACC just bashing the one team that plays against, helps their conference's schedules out.
It sucks.
We ass.
Oh, it sucks. It's so bad. It's embarrassing.
Cam Ward, you said it. All right. And he's from the ACC.
I know.
All right. Anyway,
the
obviously,
team that couldn't play in this game, by the way.
Obviously, I want Duke to just
fucking
shock the world. Let's make this insane. 3.5. Like I would have. I should not take Virginia here. Like this, it's obviously Virginia, right? Like it has to be.
Right. Theoretically, it's unbelievable.
It's all make believe, James. I'm gonna.
It is.
Duke.
It's all.
When Duke wins it, we're gonna be the only podcast that has adamantly just look. Duke's gonna win,
right?
Because they are probably like. I mean, I've seen them play basketball.
They're probably better somehow.
Yeah, they got it's a very athletic school. Riley Leonard question. Whatever. Give me.
That's right. He did come from Duke.
He did. Pure pedigree of.
And now he's playing on a team whose uniforms look like Duke's. It's all copacetic.
James, they're 10-2. How? All right, give me Duke, hands down. Duke
done.
And the under. Duke's powerful defense slows down the Virginia Cavaliers.
Nothing is over.
Well, it's got to be. If you're seeing points put up on the board, it ain't Duke that's doing it.
I want this game to be Duke in like a 13-6 final.
I was saying, if you something like 9-7,
yeah, 9-2,
either 2 touchdowns and a safety, or a touchdown,
11
missed extra point, but a game-winning field goal.
3 field goals and 11 points. 11-6 with a missed extra point.
I wonder what the weather in Charlotte's supposed to be this weekend. I hope it's like perfect too. Like no reason this game should be close, but like just no matter what, it just they find a way to like make it dog shit. Oh no, chance of rain like 30%. So
yeah, no, cloudy,
crappy. Yeah, the weather that God makes deserves this game. Yeah, Duke in the under. Absolutely. Hit the
Play
freaking
here, guys.
Give me hit the chaos button.
Call Vegas.
I'm
Call
over this
Vegas.
season.
Get your bets in.
I'm over this season. Get them in. All right, last one, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Fox from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Somehow college football or college game day doesn't go to a game where the number 2 team in the country and the number 1 team in the country.
Where are they? Are they at Georgia, Alabama?
Of course they are, Sean. You know that. You know the answer to that question. They're going to God's conference.
We don't get Indiana.
They're going to God's conference, Sean. It's all a show.
Hoosiers and the Buckeyes.
It's a TV show.
Hoosiers and the Buckeyes.
I know, but you can't mess with the SEC, I suppose. Yeah, number 2
Weather
Indiana,
at the other game.
12-0. They take on number 1 Ohio State, also 12-0. Unfortunately, they are a 5.5 point favorite. Are the Buckeyes? You're over under 48.5.
Look, I've been telling you Ohio State's good the whole time. I've told you Ohio State was going to wind up slapping Michigan around. Took a few more quarters than I said. But now Day's got his win against Michigan. And I think he has a little hangover here. I think Indiana's ready to play. I think while Ohio State was preparing for the game that they came to play, it was basically a playoff it was basically a championship game before a championship game before a playoff. They've got a heck of a run here for the Buckeyes.
Right, massive.
They know that the conference is or the playoffs not in question. It's just a matter of where. So I don't think they're in any danger of even falling out of a bye here. So I'm going to just go out there and say that while Indiana was preparing for their end of their schedule, was looking at this game, right? Like this is one. Now, there is some risk because you could run into them again.
Good.
You can't throw every stop. But if I'm Indiana, I wouldn't mind entering that as a 1 seed and just proving to the world that you're worth something. I'm going to take the Hoosiers in the Big Ten championship game, not only to cover, but to win outright. And I'm going to take it with the over. I think Indiana's going to score way more points than any team has this year against Ohio State and really cause more chaos. It's a small amount of chaos, but all the chaos we can get. Let's get the Hoosiers at number 1. Somehow Georgia wins and then passes them.
Well, of course. I mean,
they beat Alabama. So
I say they beat a 9th ranked team, Sean. That's
no brainer.
That's a 9th ranked team that just had a comeback win over Auburn. Sean.
Alabama also jumps Ohio State then, and they're like, well, they lost to the number 1 team.
And they lost to a great team.
Georgia's number 1.
Look, I've called into question Ohio State all season. They haven't played anybody. There was points early in the game on Saturday where it looked like it could have gone another way. Unfortunately, Michigan was not able to capitalize. I still think that there are imperfections in this Ohio State team. There probably are in Indiana as well. They struggled in a few games, but I think they're set on this one. And I know it's not a far drive from Columbus, but people from Columbus spent a lot of money and drove in a dangerous snowstorm last weekend to go to a certain other game. So I think you're going to see a heavy Indiana contingent here. Almost going to be a home game for them. I like Indiana in this one too. I think they at the very least cover. I think this is going to be a tight game. I like them to win outright too. I like that hangover theory. Ohio State had 1 game circled on their schedule this year, and they now have that in their rearview mirror. And I think it's going to be over. Both these offenses can score, and I think we'll see a little bit of a shootout on Saturday night in Indy.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it winds up being a pool of SEC teams and then a couple Big Ten, I would not mind it if this wound up as a preview of the national title game. If Notre Dame's out, like if they somehow screw us out of this, go Big Ten. I don't want any. I just shock.
Yeah, I'm fucking over the SEC.
Texas Tech, woo.
As many, Texas. I'd much rather Texas Tech than Ohio State's. Give me somehow find me a way to get Indiana and Texas Tech in there. And I think if I bring back up the, if I can bring back up the graphic there,
of course, Lord knows.
Yeah, so it would be Indiana and
assuming
Texas
this
Tech.
stays.
So the bracket doesn't reseed. So if Indiana and Texas Tech were to keep advancing, they would play in the national title game. So yeah, if Notre Dame's out, that's my dream. That's my dream.
Well, I'm just saying that if the top 4 doesn't shake up, like if that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if Indiana moves to 1,
because they're all playing.
If
So-
Indiana, you're right. The craziest part is we could actually see a rematch
Next
of
week.
the Big Ten title game in the playoff quarterfinal.
Could.
But yeah, you're right. That would change places because of because of what happens on Saturday. So that's where we are going to put the book.
All right, well, that was a great podcast.
Yeah. We are going to close the book on college football for the week, and we're going to go right into the National Football League. We are staring at week 14 sitting ahead of us, which is absolutely insane. I believe this is the last set of bye weeks: Patriots, Giants, 49ers, and Panthers.
Crushing my fantasy season.
3 of those teams coming off wins this past week. Sorry, Giants. You did not. But we will start, Sean, week 14. Thursday night, 8:15 Eastern time, Prime Video. A lot of games with a lot of implications. We couldn't even fit them all in.
Right.
To this week because
everyone's mid.
Exactly. Because the Chiefs and Texans play on Sunday night with implications. And I think, who did the Eagles even have? That Monday night game
Chargers,
has some things involved. Yeah, the Chargers
on Disney.
Yeah, on Disney with the Disney game as well as
Monsters,
ESPN and ABC, Monsters Inc. So that game, obviously, Eagles trying to get right, Chargers trying to keep their head above water. So a lot of games with a lot on the line. But we start, like I said, Thursday night, 8:15 Prime Video. It is the 6-5-1 Dallas Cowboys coming off 2 of their biggest wins in a long time, traveling to Detroit to take on the 7-5 Lions, coming off another heartbreaking loss on Thanksgiving to the Packers. Detroit, a 3-point home favorite. Your over-under is 53.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one. I think had things ended last week a little different for Detroit, I'm having to come into this one without Amon-Ra and with the holes in the secondary, that is not a very good combination. Don't get me wrong, we might get to find out if Amon-Ra and Tesla are interchangeable. We'll find that out. Don't put it past me that the Lions still win this game, but I think for your betting play, if you're going to pick one of these 2 teams, I'm going to take the hot hand here. I'm going to take Dak and the Cowboys. I just feel like with the injuries on defense and the injuries on offense and just kind of the Lions feel like they got punched in the stomach and they're reeling. They're in the corner. They're getting knocked around and unless they can land a shot on somebody's jaw and get out of that corner, they might get stuck there for the rest of the year. And I can't pick them to hit the jaw this week. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys, but give me the over. I think that's the play.
Yeah, I mean, struggles the last few weeks, lost to the Eagles, Vikings, and Chiefs in the last 5 weeks. Your wins over kind of a depleted Buccaneers team and just an abysmal Washington team.
Just a hot mess.
But Lions, once again, it was a storyline last year, storyline the year before. The injuries are just continuing to mount for this team. Like you said, Amon-Ra St. Brown is out, and you lose your best corner.
Could this wind up as the Jameson Williams versus George Pickens show? I mean, I would not be surprised.
It certainly could, but man, when you look at the offensive or defensive front for the Cowboys, that addition of Quinnen Williams has just paid dividends. Over the first 3 games, he has more tackles for loss in 3 games with the Dallas Cowboys than he had to start the year. 9 games with the New York Jets?
Kind of feels like that Phillips move from Miami to Philadelphia. Where you go from a situation where why am I playing to now I have a reason to play.
He's alive. His first week or the second week he was there, he gave a halftime speech in the locker room to boost them over. Like he's become a leader already. It's wild. Look, the Cowboys are the hot hand, and when you have a depleted defense that you're playing against, and especially secondary, and you have Pickens and you have CeeDee Lamb, and they are just kind of scoring and making plays at will. Like again, the Cowboys defense doesn't have to be great. They just have to be good enough, and they've been that the last couple of weeks. I think they can continue to do that. Lions offensive line can't stop anything right now. So give me the Cowboys, control that line of scrimmage defensively and to kind of work up over the top on a depleted Lions defense. Give me the Cowboys to win. I will take a slight under. I do think that the Lions may struggle to score. The Cowboys might try and control the clock a little bit as well on the road.
And obviously, if you're a Detroit fan, don't lose hope. You still have number 0 behind the quarterback, and there's always hope when Jahmyr Gibbs is on the field.
That is very true. All right, Sunday 1:00 on CBS. All of a sudden, a battle in the AFC South. It is the 8-4 Indianapolis Colts. They are a 1.5 point road favorite at 8-4 at Jacksonville. Your over under on this one, 47.5.
Look, this is my Colts we're talking about here. My hot hand, the team that was playing the best football in the league. They're not right now. This is a Colts team that did not have a contingency plan for a banged up Daniel Jones, and it's showing. Daniel Jones is hurt, and unless I think there's going to come a point in this game where they're going to have a choice to make as to whether, I'm not saying hand the rest of the year to him, but you have if Richardson's healthy, great. If he's not, then make sure your number 2 is the right guy, because you might need somebody to come in and help. Whatever the case is, a banged up Daniel Jones and a stack box against Jonathan Taylor are 2 very real things that will happen in this game. The Jaguars' defensive front is no joke. I unfortunately, for my Colts, have to go Jaguars here. I think Lawrence is playing well right now. Thomas Jr. is getting healthier. Duval. The addition of Jacoby Myers has kind of taken a lot of the pressure off of Thomas. And they got 2 good running backs, probably 3 behind him, and a tight end that's fresh off injured reserve and is playing like he's fresh. So I'm going to take the Jaguars, and I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it's going to be pretty out there, and I think the Jaguars are going to put up points and push this over. I really do. So I'll give you that.
Yeah, Colts are in kind of a lot of trouble, man. They are beat up. Thought we'd maybe get a chance to see our guy Riley Leonard. It takes some work this back. Hell, we might have to see him this upcoming week, depending on how it goes. I don't believe in that 1.5 line for the Colts. I think this team is hurting, and I think they're kind of taking on water, and they don't know how to stop the leak. And going on the road to a divisional opponent is not the place to try and figure that out. I think Jacksonville's playing with a lot of confidence.
This is an airtight division right now, too.
It sure is, except for Tennessee. But you can hear our pal, student of the game, Kyle Nash, talk about this over there on the Duval Dive. On his side. I think Jacksonville easily gets the win here at home. I will take a under, because again, I think the Colts are just going to struggle to find any points in this one. Speaking of struggling to find points, the 6-6 Pittsburgh Steelers.
You done messed up, Aaron.
They travel to 6-6 Baltimore, who is a 5.5 point home favorite. You're over under on this one, 43.5.
Gotta have a quote the Raven, nevermore. Well, I hope the Raven quotes nevermore, because God, I'm tired of Pittsburgh. Look, it was a rough loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of surprises in that one, a lot of emotions running high. I would fully expect the Ravens to get back to work. The real answer to this game is going to be whether Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson or whatever the heck has been on the field for the last 2 weeks, because it has been absolutely atrocious. And if that team's not getting good football out of Lamar Jackson, if they're not getting good football out of him, they're not showing you good football.
This guy sucks.
Because there's only so much Derrick Henry can do once he's out of the game, just like Jonathan Taylor without a quarterback. So I'm going to trust them to right the ship here. I think the Steelers are a good place to do it. because I think defensively the Ravens should be able to slow down a battered and beaten whatever the quarterback situation. I don't even know if he's playing.
Oh, no.
I don't
He
even
scored
know.
again.
But yeah, you'll have to save that clip for if I talk about Philadelphia. Yeah, give me the Ravens and keep it under. I don't think you're going to see a lot of points, but give me Baltimore to try to maintain some hold on the division here.
Yeah, no, look, we've reached the point in the Aaron Rodgers experiment of
You done messed up, Aaron.
of where he's starting to throw teammates under the bus. Like this is just going poorly. I've seen comments similar of the way of like, this is why you don't hear a lot of people talking about how great it is to play for him. Speaking of Mike Tomlin, the wheels are coming off. Like we predicted this preseason, and man, it's happening. We tried to tell you.
But you wouldn't listen.
I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
The wheels are coming off. It ain't stopping in Baltimore. It's just going to keep getting worse. I don't even care if Lamar Jackson plays like bad, Brad Johnson or whoever the fuck, some of the bad quarterbacks we've seen in Baltimore. Give me the Ravens to win, to cover. I will take the under because both these teams stink right now. And
They suck.
Yes.
And our last one.
That's like quickly becoming my favorite quote.
It's so good. Thank you, Cam Ward, for giving us that. Last one for this week, 4:25 Eastern time on Fox on Sunday. A game that now has just been flexed for week 16 into Sunday night. Eagles and forget who the Eagles play that week. It flexed out of the night game. But
that's probably for the best.
Probably. That game will be in Chicago. This week, it's the 9-3 Chicago Bears traveling to the 8-3-1 Green Bay Packers. A 6.5 point home favorite for the Packers. 44.5 is your over-under on this one.
Man, what a very different battle for first place this one is than the last one.
You ain't kidding.
This is two teams that are starting to impress some people. Obviously, the Packers have been impressing some idiots longer than others. But they're playing good ball, and Jordan Love's not making the mistakes. Yeah, I don't think you're seeing the mistakes out of Love that we've seen early in the season, and assuming that all's going well with Jacobs and his knee, they're getting healthier because you're getting possibly Golden back this week. They still have Reed coming back possibly this week, if not the week after. This could be a very dangerous team in the next few weeks. But this week, the dangerous team is traveling to Green Bay. Much to Red Foreman's disdain, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears to continue their run. I think they have some more tough games. Win them while you're hot. Prove to me that I wasn't wrong about the Packers being terrible, and just obliterate them. Okay, right. Let's take this team back out and knock them down a few pegs. Give me the Bears to not only cover 6.5.
Right? That's you want to talk disrespectful?
Oh
that's
my God! I didn't even hear you say it, and I didn't.
6.5.
I just assumed 3.
Yeah.
I just assumed 3.5. That is insane. Absolutely. Give me the Bears by a lot. I want the Bears. The Bears are going to win this game outright. That is insane.
Shirtless Ben Johnson is going to take that personally.
Oh, my God. I hope he shows up to the game dressed like Mike Ditka. I think it would be amazing. Let's just get fake mustache and all. Let's do it. Give me
Get your mouth shut.
No. First of all, we no longer can play the song about the Bears because they
I know, right? I got it on I got it last year. It was
what if we have caused this?
You're welcome, Chicago.
You're welcome. We introduced the Bears still suck to the airwaves, and they proved us wrong because we're never right and the points don't matter. I'm going to take the Bears, and I think they're going to push this over. I think the Bears are going to score enough points to tip this in that direction. Give me Ben Johnson to embarrass Green Bay on their home turf.
Right, like normally, like we don't get away with doing anything. We know nothing confidently on this show, and all of a sudden we revived the Chicago Bears. So good on us.
We revived the Bears, and EJ killed the Chiefs.
Hey, you want to take? I'll take that deal every day.
I'll do it every time.
I'll take that deal every time. Yeah, 6.5 points. Bears at the very least cover. That is rude.
I wouldn't just hang that on the bulletin board. I would paint a whole wall of the locker room. The whole practice facility. Just paint the walls.
Yeah.
With that headline.
That's so goddamn rude.
Yeah, just that is uncalled for. I think Joe
That is a disgusting
ridiculous.
act.
I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just absolutely
Ridiculous.
I can't even.
The lack of respect hurts.
Well, it hurts the second most.
Second worst, but that other thing hurts.
Another thing
second
hurts
worst.
the most.
Ridiculous.
Go watch Dirty Work if you've never seen it. All right.
Way on the line. Way on the
Oh
line.
yeah. Do that after this show.
Your pick.
If you've never watched Dirty Work. But yeah, give me the Chicago Bears to not only cover. I think they win. I think they're better than the Packers. I still don't believe this Packers is very good. But I do like the over. I think we're going to see a lot of offensive creativity from Ben Johnson. The Packers will accidentally find points because there's nothing creative about Matt LaFleur. So just give me the Bears to win on Sunday afternoon in Green Bay. But my goodness, man, the NFL is giving us a lot of good stuff this week. We've had some stinkers over some of these other weeks, but we're getting paid off in this one. So, Sean, let's go ahead. Let's move now to the power rankings, and I'll get them up on the screen here for the viewers to see. Go ahead and give your bottom five first, Sean.
Bottom five, and man, the Jets have almost risen out of it. I feel like there's some other real bad teams that are just creeping. I see some of them showing up in another list here, but I still got the Jets in. Then I got the Saints at 29, the Giants at 30 because they can't do anything no matter how much fun they are to watch, and the Raiders stink. The Raiders are approaching 32. I just want to throw out there. I just now looked at your list, so sorry for the preview, but I still hold the Titans there for now.
That's okay. I mean, come on.
We asked.
It's a hard fight. I mean, again, I think we've talked about 6, maybe 7 teams can make a play for this bottom 5. I don't think any of them are wrong. EJ's bottom 5 from 28 on down: Falcons, Raiders, Saints, Giants, and Titans. Yeah, Falcons blowing a game.
Falcons are bad
and losing in New York. Sorry,
the longer Kirk's at the helm, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah, it's.
God.
I mean,
Poor Bijan.
It's sad. All those people that thought this was going to be the Kyle Pitts year again, just no.
It looked like it might.
It
for
looked
about 5 weeks.
For a hot second.
Yeah,
and then, oof. Not
well, and you know Drake London's out, and like they're talking about rushing Drake London back because like his job's in jeopardy. Like the coach is going to.
If I'm Drake London, I want to be rushed out of Atlanta.
Just be like, I need to see a specialist somewhere else.
Yeah, just can I see a specialist in Dallas or Philadelphia or anywhere else? Mike from 28 to 32. Giants, Browns, Raiders, Saints, and Titans. Browns make it mine. I got the Jets out of there. They got to win. They were already near the top of mine.
I feel like the Saints are kind of rising. Well, you and I got them in the same spot. Saints. Are
I got Browns, Saints, Giants, Titans, and Raiders. Look, Giants. I know Jackson Dart's fun. That guy's dumber than hell. That hit he took last night in that game. And not like in the fact that he like justified it. He's like, yeah, I'm not playing soccer out here. Yeah, you don't see many soccer players getting
soccer players play for like 2 decades.
Right. The only time they take a headshot is if they hit their ball. Like, dude, you've already had 4 concussions in a year in the NFL. It's not going to be a long career for Jackson Dart if he doesn't make some smarter plays.
This isn't like a Super Bowl moment here. Like this is like running out of bounds in a losing effort. Now, do I feel like that hit may have been a little harder than it needed to be in that situation? Yeah, probably. But you're in play. I can hit you if I want.
Right. You know? Exactly. This Patriots team, they're riding on momentum and swagger and all of this stuff. So yeah, that hit invigorated a team that didn't even need to be invigorated. They were going to win anyway. But yeah, I got nothing else in the bottom five.
No, these teams
all
are
these
bad,
teams
and
stink.
there's a few bad ones that might creep in from week to week. Let's hope it's the Chiefs.
Jets might trade out. Browns might pop in. Falcons are a new one.
Oh, the Browns
but
with Shador is just God.
He's not good, folks. He's not, and it's okay. It's okay.
It's all right. Deshaun Watson's coming back. Practice window almost open. Let's go get him.
Good Lord. What a mess. All right, Sean, give us your top 10.
All right, top 10 coming in. I got the Texans coming in hot at 10 and rising. The 49ers just holding on because there's nobody else. The Colts clinging to life at number 8. I've got the Packers because I guess why not. And then the Eagles, the best of what's left at number 6. The Bears have crept into the top 5 with the Seahawks, the Rams, the Patriots, and my number 1, the Broncos. And my 1 and 2 was very close. I debated a lot. I looked into
the
stats.
Denver Broncos.
I was in and out of matchups and shared opponents, and I've chosen the Denver Broncos for today.
That's okay. That's okay. Man, it's well, I got to double check, make sure I didn't screw up on EJ's bracket. Now that nope, that's what he gave me. All right, EJ, Chargers 10, Bills 9, 49ers are 8, Packers 7, Eagles 6, Bills 5, Broncos 4, Seahawks 3, Patriots 2, and Rams, despite losing to the Carolina Panthers, are still his number 1. Mike has from 10 to 1, Lions, Colts, Packers, 49ers, Seahawks, Eagles, Rams, Bears, Patriots, and Sean, your Denver Broncos.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
At 1, my top 10, the Jaguars, similar to your Houston Texans, starting to show a little life there in the South.
Yeah,
they creep in at 10. Packers 9, 49ers are at 8. Again, because nobody else can be there. Eagles 7, Colts 6, Seahawks 5, Bears 4, Rams 3, Broncos 2, and the New England Patriots. My God. For everybody that was sick of New England, I got bad news.
Well, they needed it. There's preschool kids that have never seen them win a championship.
That is true.
It's a sad situation.
Those poor people of Boston.
Those poor 5-year-olds.
They've just struggled through life. But
they don't even know what a Super Bowl trophy looks like.
Poor kids. Yeah, obviously he's not here to defend it. I don't see how the Rams hold.
It's impossible, right? Like, how do you? First of all, not only are they at 1. I mean, I don't. To his credit, there's no one from, like, if he'd had the Buccaneers or somebody from the. How do you not reward the team that beat him then? Like, if you're like, this is still the best team,
right?
Then your Panthers could clearly replace either of the 9th or 10th.
Right. As I say, I mean, the Chargers are 8-4 because they played the Raiders.
Yeah, I looked at the Chargers. I'm like, that they have no business being in here right now.
Yeah, like, and I mean, here's the thing: the Panthers have beaten now the Rams, the Packers, who are in EJ's top 10. They've beaten 2 teams in their top 10. They've won 3 of their last 5. Like, they're trending in the right direction ish.
Yeah. I don't think Bryce Young's ready just yet, but he's getting there.
Like I don't know, if you don't want to drop him below
their draft pick, right?
If you don't want to drop him below 2, that's fine. Because I know one of the things he always brings up is like, well, I trust a team, who's proven it to me, so I'll give them the. What if the Rams proven?
Yeah, I assume his argument would be like, well, they're the same team essentially. Like, it's still the same team. I'm like, well, yeah, so are these other teams that are losing, but they didn't win,
Right.
But yeah, some of his lower stuff, like the Bills, I looked at, I just don't trust them yet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, when you get into that lower portion, I think once you kind of get that
7 to 10 is brutal.
Past that, like, Packers line, Packers 49ers, like, I don't like them in the top 10, but when the Lions lose and the Chiefs lose and Ravens don't. I mean, he had to get the Ravens out of there. The Lions fall out of there. Like, yeah, that
I looked at
7-8
the
line
Lions,
is
and I just can't.
we're kind of doing like the top 8 really is where
Right.
we've been at all year.
And there's teams like the Lions and like possibly, if the Ravens had won last week or not, and like now maybe
they'd be in mind.
Maybe the Bengals that are like if they win in, like there's all these teams that you just can't throw, a red hot Dallas team, right? Like their record's so bad I
not
can't
there
look at
yet,
them.
but
right. They might be on the tarmac ready to take off.
Right, like they got their bags, they're ready.
They're ready to go, but they're not there, right? And so that's kind of, and the 49ers are the team
this week,
and the 49ers and Colts are very well possibly teams that are just circling the runway waiting to land, right? Like these are teams that are
get me off the plane.
Just because, and we were doing it with the Broncos for a few weeks. We're like, just based on record alone, we're like, I can't throw them out. And the Steelers before they fell off, you'd say, I don't want them here. They don't belong here, but they only have 2 losses. Like there's only so much you can do. You got to give them some credit for the wins, but I think the Broncos are past that. I just think that the Denver Broncos, like it's no longer an anomaly. It's a pattern. They're winning games because their roster's deep, and no matter who's on the field, they can keep up with you. And it's pretty much just, does Bo Nix do enough to get us through it? They started the year 1-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they won week 1 in like a weird game, and then got beat twice and haven't looked back. And so at this point, that's a win streak that I feel can't really be ignored. So I'm glad to see we all have them at least cruising up to where they are.
3 teams that I think are very similar. Teams that I have at 1, 2, and 4. You have them at 1, 2, and 5.
I would say they're all very similar.
1, 2, and 3 for Mike. 2, 4, and 5 for EJ. I feel like the Patriots, Broncos, and Bears are very similar teams. You bring up the point about being 1 and 2 for the Broncos. Guess who else was 1 and 2? The Bears and the Patriots.
Yep.
And when you look at this is even wilder. The Patriots started this year with losses to the Raiders and Steelers in weeks 1 and 3. They beat the Dolphins by 5 in week number 2. The Bears started with losses to the Vikings and a 52-21 loss to Detroit. Then they get the win over the Cowboys. They start to turn things around. Only have lost to the Ravens since then. The Broncos beating the Titans, losing to the Colts and Chargers.
And the Broncos, I felt, just with where other teams in the league are, the one kind of fault to the Patriots run is just a lack of quality opponents in that run. You have the Bills once, right? I guess if you beat them a second time, then it looks real good, right? Yeah, you have a struggling Buccaneers team in there. I don't know how well they were playing at the time. I don't feel like it was very well. The Broncos have beaten some like decent
beat the Cowboys,
squads.
Beat the Eagles, beat the Chiefs.
They beat pretty much the whole NFC East. But yeah, so I just felt they had just a little bit more. It just feels like more of like a stagnant. I think the Patriots are right there. Like, don't get me wrong. I fought hard to decide.
Yeah, I don't fault it.
And the Rams and Seahawks, only one of them's going to stay there. They're going to play eventually, and I'm going to knock one down.
Right.
The Bears the Bears might jump both of them depending how they play. If the Bears go in and do what we predicted in Green Bay, it's going to be hard not to.
Oh yeah, spoiler! They're going to move. They're going to move up. If they get a win this week. It's wild to see those teams and the common denominator with all 3 of them is quality coaching. Sean Payton knows how to coach. Mike Vrabel knows how to coach, and certainly.
Well, and I looked at and I feel like sometimes, and don't get me wrong, Vrabel's been in the league a while. It's his first year in this job, obviously. Same with Johnson and in Chicago, and sometimes for me that holds back because I know we're approaching the end of the year, but the more and more film people have on these coaches, the more times that they're going, and especially when you start to hit these division schedules where you're going to hit the same team for the second time.
Yeah, Sean Payton.
You may run. Payton's been doing this a little longer and has had success. I think, and Payton looks. Payton never looks happy on the sideline, but he looks as calm as I've seen him in many years with Bo Nix and the running game there. So, yeah, I say why not?
Like I said, I don't fault it. Our lists are pretty similar, especially in that kind of top 8.
But for now, the cream has risen. Like remember when we couldn't decide who to get into the top 10?
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, we've played enough games that we can see who's actually hot garbage, and they're sinking. And then the cream's just creeping up through, you know.
Yeah, I mean, EJs are the ones I'd probably question the most, you know, as always.
Not a major surprise there,
I suppose.
And rightly so.
But otherwise, nothing super egregious on anybody's list.
No.
If
he were here, I'd probably ask him about the Bills, or you know, but
the
Packers are finally fine. He's finally got the Packers at a good spot.
I'd ask him about the Seahawks at 3. I don't. I mean,
get that.
Smacking around just a crumbling Vikings team that doesn't move the needle for me at all. Although we had them at 4 last week, Eagles lost, so he only moved them up 1.
Yeah.
But
yeah, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing that really says, dude, you really screwed up here. Which is a testament to him, because despite
pretty impressive, yeah.
He didn't do that, Sean. So all right, we're gonna put the bow on that, and we are going to close up the show as only we can do each and every week.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, we look ahead to the weekend that will be, and we predict what will happen. One thing that will happen this weekend. So, Sean, what will happen this weekend?
I'll tell you what'll happen. I kind of hinted at it when I said that EJ killed the Chiefs. It's almost unfortunate that they're not in his top 10, because it'd be funny when it happens. On Sunday night at Arrowhead Stadium, a Houston Texans team is going to walk into a situation where they are currently underdogs to a 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs team. I've watched the Houston Texans the last 2 weeks. Other than that, just kind of smothering. But what I've seen in the last 2 weeks is this. It's a team that's getting healthier. They just got C.J. Stroud back, who didn't have a great statistical game, but played strong. And they have a defense that is legit. It is not just number one because of the right stat categories. They are number one because you don't have time when you're playing them. Their pass rush is, to me right now, unrivaled in the league. I mean, there's a few teams that are almost as good. But even outside of that, like when they're pass rushing, they have run blockers behind them. Mm-hmm. And that secondary is playing way better than they did earlier in the year. I think this Texans team has a very strong chance to pass both those other teams that are fighting for the AFC South. And I think it starts in Arrowhead Stadium. You can lock up the Texans over the Chiefs.
Lock it up.
Yeah, and man, I don't know if it would mathematically do it.
It's going to be close.
If a loss this week really probably closes the curtain on the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Really. The loss to Dallas, they took a big hit. But another loss, you fall to 6-7 going into week 15.
6-7.
I know the AFC's bad, but yeah, the Cowboys would be in a playoff.
I feel like at that point, like you're starting to look at, like, as teams start to sink, you're like, well, all of a sudden that AFC South might have 3 teams in the playoffs.
Which is
like
insane. Which is insane. I think the craziest part, Sean, I think right now, the Cowboys would be I think in 9th.
They're not out by much. Yeah.
The AFC. The AFC, I think they'd actually be a little bit higher. They're like in 9th in the NFC. But yeah, I trust me, I looked at that. I looked at that Chiefs game, Chiefs Texans for mine. I looked at getting a little nasty about Monday Night Football. But I'm going to leave the Eagles off the hook this week because I didn't think I would have to care about college football this weekend. I really did. And I thought at worst we'd be 9, maybe we'll be 8. But the College Football Playoff Committee, my God, I got one. I mean,
Joe Buck yourself.
You went and pissed me off. So
this is me right off.
I don't know if I have. I feel like
there's one we should find.
Oh, that pisses me off. That pisses me right off.
There it is.
I knew I had that one. The College Football Playoff Committee.
You are one pathetic loser.
But 2 things I need to happen, and I'm going to put the lock on it. Alabama. Yeah, you.
Alabama.
I don't have anything to make fun of Mormons, but Alabama and BYU not only both lose on Saturday.
Just give them a Utes. They could just say Utes.
The Utes. Close enough. Both lose by 20 plus on Saturday.
Lock it up.
And get the fuck out of my playoff. Go Irish.
Peace out.
Peace out. All right, Sean, that's where we're going to wrap it up for this week. Let them know where they can follow you at.
All right. Well, if you'd like to follow me, as always, you can follow me on the Twitter at Sean Shine State. Otherwise, just, keep up with me. Send me an email. Shoot me a message on Huddle Up. Find me anywhere you can. I don't have a lot of time, but I'll answer what I can. Other than that, go Birds. Let's try to salvage something, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, no! We suck again!
You asked for that. But you said if you start talking about the Eagles, I got to play that. You can follow me at Big Jim Sports. Make sure you're following along with the show. We are at Huddle Up Podcast across the board. And you can get us on all of our social media there. Click the QR code, top right corner of your screen. If you are on the video side, that'll take you to our link tree. That'll get you all places that the Huddle Up Podcast is located, all podcast platforms, YouTube. Hit the subscribe on YouTube. We would absolutely love that. Been getting a ton of new followers, feedback, all of that on that page. You can still get your merchandise and get it before Christmas. That's always a big thing. So enjoy the football. Like I said, conference championship weekend. Fuck the SEC. Fuck the Big 12. Fuck the College Football Playoff Committee. Also, a huge weekend in the NFL starting on Thursday. Huge games on Sunday and Monday as well. So settle in, enjoy it. And until next time, we hope you stay safe, stay smart. And as always, go for the win.